Hey everybody, it is me again for numbers 16 through 20 for the top 25 countdown in reverse of my personal favorite horror movies. Alrighty, for number 20, A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. I was very picky with A Nightmare on Elm Street in the very beginning. I didn't really care for them, even though I love Robert Englund, I love Freddy Krueger, but I'm just not a huge fan of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. The third one is great, The Dream Master, because we have Nancy, and we have all these kids in this sort of, mental facility, and you know what? Them all, getting together and fighting Freddy in their dreams, and also a bunch of the death scenes are iconic in this one. Welcome to prime time, bitch! That is one of the best lines. The third installment of A Nightmare on Elm Street is my favorite. Number 19, a lot of people are going to wonder why it's so low on my list, but it's The Exorcist. I think it's so low on my list because it's one of those that I don't watch every year. I love it. It's definitely creepy and scary. I mean, Captain Howdy, what are you up to? Possessing Reagan like that. But it's an iconic movie, and it must be watched at least once, So, The Exorcist. You all know what I'm talking about. The spinning head, a certain part with a crucifix, and, all that fun stuff. Yeah, The Exorcist. Number 18, people are gonna also wonder why I have a Friday the 13th movie so low, and it's my only Friday the 13th on here. You know what, it's really hard to choose between parts 3, 4, and 6 when it comes to my favorite Friday the 13th, but you know what? My absolute favorite one, I believe, is part 6. This one really has some great characters. Oh my gosh, this one is super campy, it's so much fun, and it has actual campers in that. I think that's a plus, you know what I mean? It's just we get to see kids in one of them. Holy cow, who would have ever thought? So it's we get the counselors, we get the kids, we get a zombified Jason, we have Tommy in there, even though it's Tom Matthews instead of, Corey Feldman or the Tommy that we got in part 5. But it's so much fun. I love that one. So, part 6 is my favorite, but again, it's really hard to choose because I love 3, 4, and 6 all together. Quite a bit. Number 17 is the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I remember the very first time I saw this one, I was laughing with my little brother, because we just didn't expect for Leatherface to be running around in the street wearing, kind of high heels, dressed as a woman, it's just what the heck? And now, when I watch it in the dark and you see the expressions of Sally, portrayed by Marilyn Burns, I honestly get really, really disturbed and scared. And so many people believe this is really based on a true story. It's based on Ed Gein, okay? And if you really follow Ed Gein, he wasn't really a serial killer. He dug up graves, and took things from corpses. He may have possibly killed some people in a bar. Limited deaths. They did find some, burials, I think, around his home. He may have killed his brother. He may have killed his mother. So, honestly, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Psycho, and The Silence of the Lambs, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre all have something in common, because guess what? They're all based off the story of Ed Gein. So look it up. Ed Gein, everybody. And you'll see how close to the truth the stories really are. So yeah, number 17 was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the first one. And then number 16 would have to be The Evil Dead. It's so hard for me to pick either the first or the second one because I like them both very much for different reasons. But I think the original one is the icon, the one that started it all. The effects are amazing. I mean, considering before, with a low budget and the special effects used. We even have this big old, like, stop motion sequence that is so impressive, you know, with, like, the claymation kind of scene that I'm talking about, with the Necronomicon, you know, book, like, and, like, you know, one of the, oh gosh, what are they called? Is it Bitites? I may be saying that wrong. Oh, crunch. Sorry, everybody. I'm, like, messing up my terms today. But yeah, the Evil Dead with Ash, you know, oh my gosh, it's great stuff. The rapist tree out in the woods. Oh man, it's like a whole haunted house and haunted, like, cabin. Well, yeah, haunted cabin in the middle of nowhere, you know, a curse. It's kind of like zombies, but no, they're not zombies. It's just, it has so much going on, and it's, like, so, you know, the more I watch it, I'm like, you know what, this is pretty gory, except, you know, they're bleeding green and red and white and, you know, all kinds of different stuff. So I highly recommend The Evil Dead. It's got a little bit of everything, and it'll creep you out, and you'll be laughing. It just has everything. So, yep, The Evil Dead. Okay, now this has been my countdown from, you know, 20 to 16, and I'll see you guys soon with more of this stuff. Alrighty, well, take care. This has been another installment of 31 Days of Tricks and Treats. I hope you're liking my, you know, kind of reviews / recommendations of my personal favorite horror movie countdown. And like I said, yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now. Bye.